Hello and welcome to today's class where we're going to be focusing on the throat chakra. If you haven't done so already, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. It really helps to support me. Like this video and let me know in the comments which pose you feel the most today. So to start with, we're going to come to a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. So that could be legs crossed, it could be your ankles in line with your pelvis, it could be sat up on a block, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to take a big inhale, and as we do, we're going to lift the shoulders. So inhale, lift your shoulders up. Exhale, drop them. Just drop them down. Inhale up. Exhale, let go. Really let them like fall to the earth. Inhale up. Exhale, drop them. Take a big inhale, leave the shoulders down. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Do that again. Inhale. Audibly sigh it out as loud as you can. Do that again. Inhale. It really helps to kind of warm up the throat area when we can sigh it out like that. Okay, so staying in your comfortable seated position, let's drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Make sure that you're breathing. Roll it down in front to roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Roll it back to the left. And back to the right. You might find that you're feeling one side more than the other, that's normal. Drop it back to the center and lift your head up. Okay, so let's look over our left shoulder. Look center, look over your right. Center, look to the left. Center, right. And back to the center. Now let's interlace the hands behind us. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Take a big inhale to open the chest, and as you exhale, you're going to see how far you can fold forward and lift your hands behind you. Now you might not get very far, but just try this. Try to reach your head down to the earth if you can. This is opening up the back of the neck. And then inhale, come back up to seated. Okay, so we're going to roll down now onto our backs. So slowly grab hold of the back of your thighs and arch the back, round the back, and slowly roll down. Hug the knees in for a second. Okay. So let's plant the heels on the mat. And I like to have my heels quite close to my bum for this exercise, but just find what feels right for you. Gonna bring the hands, palms down on the floor. Maybe tuck the shoulder blades under. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, lift up into bridge. So you're lifting your hips as high as you can go. Now when you're in bridge pose, don't turn your neck. So if you need to see what I'm doing, lower down and then look. You don't want to be turning your head in this position. So with your hips up, try to see if you can then look a little bit behind you. That's going to help to open up the throat here. Take a couple breaths. Really tense that bum muscles and push them up to the ceiling. And then exhale down. Just take a moment. Feel the spine flat against the floor. And let's do that again. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lift the hips. Maybe look back slightly so you can open up the throat a little bit more. Now the higher up you can get your hips, the more you might need to look back. Focus on your breathing. Make sure you're not tensing your jaw. Next exhale, lower back down to the mat. Okay, so maybe wiggle your toes a little bit further forward just so that your heels aren't so close to your bum. We're going to come up onto our elbows, so prop yourself up onto your elbows. Now, what I like to do here is have my palms face down on the mat, but slide them on like the top of my bum, so like the low back. Okay, so now my hips, my pelvis is rested on my hands, okay? Elbows are coming in line with my shoulders. They're not splaying out too much. We're going to lean back, and as we lean back, you can let go of the neck, let it loose. You're gonna push into the hands and see if you can slide your bum up your hands to see if you can get your head on the mat. And this is gonna feel really awkward, probably. So see how you feel here. Rest your head on the mat. If you feel too much head pressure or neck pressure, then come out of it. This is really not a favorite of mine, but it's very good for the throat chakra. It's probably why I need it. If this feels okay, straighten your legs out. It's gonna make it a little bit more intense. And hold it here. Now, if you find that that variation is really uncomfortable, a nice easy thing that you can do is to grab a block instead of using your elbows. So you would put the block at the back of your chest and lean over this way instead. You can still straighten out the legs, keep them bent up, completely up to you. And if you are looking for prop recommendations, I will leave a link in the description below for all the products that I use. So lower back down. If you are in fish pose, to come out of this one, raise your neck up and then slowly wiggle your elbows up to the side so you can lower back down. Now we're going to take that one again. I'm going to show you a different variation. So you can come into whichever pose you were just in if you would like to. If you want to try the full pose of this one, we are going to arch the back. So prop up onto your head, maybe shuffle your head down slightly. Take the legs out long. Bring the arms together. I like to do Kali Mudra here again. So fingers interlaced, index finger pointed. Point it above your head. And then you can stay here or you can lift the legs as well. And just whatever position you're in, make sure that you can breathe. So I always hold my breath there because this pose is a little bit too strong for me. So take whichever variation you need to, as long as you can breathe. If you want to release the hands, release the hands. And then slowly come back down onto your back. Bring your feet as wide as the mat, knock your knees together. Now, I like to place one hand on my belly, one hand on my chest, and you're just going to bring your head to the left, and then bring it to the right. Just loosening out that neck after that. Bring it to the left, and to the right, to the left, to the right. Back to center. Let's grab hold behind the thighs, gently rock back and forward, tuck the chin till you come up to a seated position. And let's drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Roll it downwards until the right ear comes to the right shoulder. Roll it back to the left. And back to the right. And back to center. And lift back up. And we're done for today's class. Thank you so much for joining today's class. I really hope that helps to open up the throat chakra, helps you to communicate, to get your expressions out there, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Like this video, give me a comment below on which pose you felt the most.